Hey guys, welcome back to Friday Night Smackdown, and this should be going up on a Friday night, so that seems pretty cool. But yeah, we have another episode of Friday Night Smackdown. I haven't mentioned the last couple episodes just because they've been all kinds of weird. But remember, the Ultimate Fan Experience is coming near to its end, so remember to comment on those videos all the way up to the Royal Rumble, and at the Royal Rumble is when I will pick the winner. It will be a randomized drawing, kind of thing. I might show it on screen, I might not, depending on how. I think I should be able to show it on screen, all things considered. Oh my god, excuse me. Oh god, just another burp. But let's open up with some dark matches. We have a couple local talents as well as a debut in the dark match, as we have Lord Tensai defeat local Green Ant in 8:19 with the reverse pile driver. That sounds like a pretty messed up move, I don't think he should be doing that. Oh, my mouse is freaking out now, brother. And we have the Usos, getting the Usos out on the field. They take on Bernard Meggs. This is a randomly generated guy, like a I forget, legacy character, as well as Bruce Maxwell. And the Usos defeat them when Jey Uso defeated Bruce Maxwell with the Alias. The Usos obviously carried the match. It's just a pre-show match. And then, wow, this actually did really good, mainly because it's Xavier Woods carrying a match with a new debut, Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas has risen from FCW to the main playing field of SmackDown as he gets defeated, unfortunately, 6-19 with the Fireman's Carry Cutter by Xavier Woods at the 73B-. For your first debut match, probably there are good things in Bo Dallas' future, hopefully. We start off the show, and we just have kind of just John Cena Goldust Hype Pack because of the instance that has happened for their protection, quote unquote. Shawn Michaels has taken them out of today's SmackDown. Goldust was not too happy about it. John Cena not too happy about it. But we have, and we'll have obviously more build at the front end. But we do have John Cena and Goldust. We're basically showing what their journey is. Goldust wanting to. It's about Cody. It really is what it is. I've made hints to it, but Cody at this point in the save passed on. Unfortunately, a very sad moment in the save's history. Before the YouTube thing, Cody had a long career up to him, but unfortunately he passed away. And Goldust wanting to avenge not only that loss, not that Cena had anything to do with it, but to avenge the Rhodes name. Goldust will, he wants to, and he wants to do it as the Goldust Martin because he believes John Cena isn't ready for that kind of. He's underestimating Goldust. Does John Cena really underestimate opponents, though? He usually shows the same velocity on the B-show velocity, the same ferocity, the same kind of intense nature. So it all really depends on how you kind of see that. And, just again, it's just a little hype video to open up the show. 79B, because these two guys just kind of suck. Mark Henry defeats Rey Mysterio in 1905 with a bear hug, just a match to have a match, basically. And after that, Perfect Fortunes get together and they have a match. They take on the Saviors of Perfection, not for the titles, but they managed to put them pretty convincingly away in 8:16 when Dolph Ziggler defeated Damien Sandow with a Dream Street zigzag combo. Perfect Fortunes back on their winning ways as a tag team. In terms of singles matches, that may be harder to get back on. And Zack Ryder basically just tells Mark Henry he's fat and he sucks ass and his time is up, my time is now. Basic Zack Ryder parody promo. He probably makes reference to the Long Island True Long Island story. Sorry, which in my headcanon right now is still going on. I'm a big Zack Ryder mark, in case you couldn't tell. I loved Zack Ryder. I feel that, he could have easily been upper mid-card guy. I think he even could have been the main event. I don't think he would have won the title, but he easily could have been the main event if you handled it right. Just because he had that personality, and people really like that. Maybe it's not your type of thing, but I loved Zack Ryder. I love goofy shit like that, so that's just why, in case anyone, just like a kind of out of character type of thing going on here. I forgot about this. So there's this, and this is my favorite thing, and we have we have Chillin' with JR. It's JR's sit-down interview segment, and he's interviewing two champions. He's interviewing Colt Cabana, who is absolutely freaked out by his co-interviewer, Astrid Dunla. Astrid sits there, and she's all creepy. And JR really doesn't he's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Colt Cabana is just fucking confused. Every time JR asks Astrid a question, what about the Coven? Colt Cabana follows up with a question how did they do spooky shit? Kind of pisses Dunla off. But Colt Cabana also, when he's asked a question about his challenger for the Royal Rumble, Frankie Kazarian, who will challenge for the Intercontinental Championship at the event. We also hype up the Royal Rumble a little bit with this, just because, I have, because I'm trying to get this out of the way to get to the end of it, so the hyping of the Royal Rumble match stuff hasn't been great, but, I'll probably work something into it on the next episodes of the series, if you know what I mean. Actually, hold on, wait, now that I say that, this probably won't be uploaded on the Friday. The next episode, the episodes I'm currently doing are on Friday, so this episode has been a confusing mess. But, just a comedy segment with Colt Cabana and Astrid, with Jim Ross leading the way. In a B-, Drew McIntyre, Batista, and Jack Swagger take on Suzuki Gun, and they do defeat him after Drew McIntyre hit the snap double underhook DDT onto Justin Gabriel. Suzuki Gun, unfortunately, losing the match. Suzuki carrying the least performances because he's just heavy into Time Decline. Which, is kind of sad. I didn't really have plans for Suzuki. I just thought it would be funny to have him there, but, it is what it is, and Drew McIntyre with the best performance with the 93, of course. And we feature, the Royal Rumble superstars, who have announced for the Royal Rumble. People like Zack Ryder, people like, on Raw, Daniel Bryan has announced for, even though he has that match with CM Punk. Some others like Wade Barrett, England's Finest, Inzane have announced for it. Some other smaller names like Santino Marella. I'll have, we don't want to list off all the names because, it is a surprise. And that's kind of the thing, is there should be some build to the Royal Rumble, but there should also be, build in terms of what is going to happen. I'm trying to think of the word of what I mean. I don't like to build to a Royal Rumble match because it should be more of a surprise. But there should be some, kind of build to it. We will have a match that determine, who gets certain numbers, if you will. But that'll probably be for Raw. But, just a little feature just to hype the Royal Rumble. That will happen at the Royal Rumble, of course. Next, we have AJ Lee and Natalya pulling on a banger of a match, as they usually tend to do. These two just always get great ratings with each other. And that's even, I believe, with a cap on the time thing. Regardless, AJ Lee picks up the win, even though two members of the Coven tried to distract AJ Lee. Astrid is not there, though, because she was in the interview segment. So AJ manages to pick up the win, regardless, with a Shining Wizard. No, actually was not capped for slow matching, but that's good. All things considered. Samoa Joe's supposed to be off screen. I do this all the time. I fucking hate myself. I literally joked with my friends that I would do this. So there's that. Basically, Sheamus goes up to Drew McIntyre. And, main event is going to be Samoa Joe versus Sheamus. And Sheamus goes, Drew, listen, we're Gaelic brothers. We have a Celtic blood in our bonds, fella. Why doesn't you come out there and have my back? And Drew's like, I thought you didn't need to have your back with Samoa Joe. You've been talking all that mad shit about him. I could be Samoa Joe. You can't be Samoa Joe. And Sheamus, of course I could be Samoa Joe, but, added protection is there. And I'll even make it a sweet deal. And he hands out a couple, maybe $300 or something. A pretty enticing offer. And Drew takes some money and goes, I'll see you out there, fella. Hold on, let's get to that damn match. And a 94A, Drew McIntyre doesn't show up. Drew McIntyre is nowhere to be seen. And that pisses Sheamus off. He distracts him by not being there. And because that distraction, basically, this wasn't supposed to happen with blatantly cheating. Basically, because he's so out of focus, Samoa Joe lands the coquina clutch and chokes out Sheamus right in the middle of the fucking ring. Just absolutely chokes him out. A great pop from the crowd. Samoa Joe and Sheamus are now tied 1-on-1 with each other for, their little feud that they've been having. And afterwards, wow, this kind of sucked. Actually, it doesn't. It didn't kind of suck. It was just very odd. Is there a reason it got penalized? Low morale. Oh, Sheamus penalty for low morale. That's kind of stupid. Sheamus runs up and he just brutalizes Samoa Joe in pure rage. He's so pissed. He absolutely destroys Samoa Joe for everything that has happened. So Sheamus has this pent up rage, this anger in him, and he eventually lets it out on Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's bloodied as Sheamus walks up the ramp to end SmackDown. With a 94A for SmackDown, pretty good rating, all things considered. I say that like I'm disappointed, but I'm not. Really glad that last match did really good, and I'm glad, all that happened. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys for Raw, as we're for the go-home shows. The go-home shows of the Royal Rumble. Fuck off, Taskbar.